For the market, the Nifty is now up about 0.2% in pre-opening. Financials are actually leading the market. IndusInd Bank, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank are all up and about. And you also have names like HPCL that are doing pretty well. Looks like it could be perhaps a green opening.
Yeah, it should be green opening for sure, Sonia. You know, the rest of the emerging markets are also doing well. I think there's a couple of stocks which are down on profit taking only. And I don't know if they'll turn out like that, like Eicher and Maruti. Maruti had a huge move, of course, yesterday. So that stock, in fact, now it's again back into the green. So that will be quite interesting. And Bajaj Finance is quite interesting because it sort of has turned back a bit. So from lower levels, there's some bit of buying. In fact, I wanted Ashwani's thoughts on both these stocks, Ashwani, Maruti and Bajaj Finance.
See, Maruti is now heading towards, I think, 10,000. So again, a stock which has made a fresh high before the market has gotten there. So all such stocks should be bought, and probably if you get a dip today, should be bought into. I think NBFCs have corrected, and all of these guys, L&T Finance, Bajaj Finance, etc., they should have a fairly reasonable rally. Maybe 5 to 8% upside on these stocks can happen. Yesterday, financials were restrained. I think today they'll flex their muscles a bit more.
Okay. Yes, actually, Jet Airways started with -10 and then almost quickly, immediately came into flat terrain. At the moment, ICICI Bank also doing reasonably well. Mehrabun, what about the gas stocks? Are you looking at any of them?
I think in a very sweet spot. The problem is that Gas Authority of India, which has my most preferred pick, has run up so smartly. Now, should I continue to be on the buying side? I would say definitely a hold right now. The other thing is the gas distribution companies. I think amongst all of them, I would prefer Mahanagar Gas. Very decent business model, cash business, no strain at all of any kind, and the stock is corrected by about 200-250 rupees, and I can defend the valuation. I would still go with Gas Authority of India at #1, despite admitting that the stock has run up a little bit too sharply in the last few trading sessions, but still liking it. And #2 would be Mahanagar Gas.
Okay, well...
They definitely have one happy customer in me, I can tell you that.
Okay, that's Mahanagar Gas. Where aren't we all, right? Happy customers. But the bank Nifty is something that you'd want to look at. Maybe not the index, but the constituents. ICICI Bank is in fact your top gainer now, up almost about 1.5%. And as I said, a couple of others like IndusInd Bank are also following suit. Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal Securities is with us. Chandan, morning. What stocks would be on your list today?
Yes, first it is buy on BEL. The stock has taken support as at its rising and the horizontal support trend line. It also respected to its 50-day exponential moving average. We have seen some short covering, and the stock is forming a positive candle pattern on the daily chart. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 179 and looking for an upside target towards 191. Second is buy on Hindustan Unilever. It seems that the stock is all set to hit the new high territory. It has seen some consolidation in last 4 to 5 weeks with multiple support of 1255. It has surpassed immediate hurdle of 1275 and closed above the same in last 2 trading sessions. We have seen built up of long position by around 7 to 8% in 2 to 3 trading sessions, which can drive the fresh rally towards the new high territory. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 1275 for an upside target towards 1340. Last trade is buy on M&M Finance. We have seen built up of long position by around 5 to 7%. The stock has given a consolidation breakout and one of the strongest counter in the finance or NBFC segment. Overall trend is quite positive, and recent breakout could add the more momentum to the stock. So one can buy with a stop loss of 448 for a target towards 475.
Okay, Chandan, thanks a lot for those trading ideas. The pre-open is settling way higher than what the SGX Nifty indicated, 32 points higher on the Nifty at 10,198 and 88 points higher on the Bank Nifty. And as expected, the mid-cap index should outperform 0.5% higher with advanced line of about 5:1. Ashwani, this kind of gap up, does it take away any first trade?
See, I would think that the way financials are opening, I think today they should play a catch up. Nifty, I would think, while it opens where it does, but maybe it'll move more sideways than the Bank Nifty. So the idea should be to get long on the Bank Nifty.
Okay. Well, markets looks like are settling with a slight advantage for Nifty Bank at this point in time. Any mid-cap, any other mid-cap picks, Meherboon, in the power sector? There's a news announcement from the minister that there will be mandatory power supply of 24/7 by March 2019. Would you pick anything in the run-up to that?
No, honestly, no, because while it may attract fancy, the stocks may go up. They have been under-owned for quite some time. I think the best bet in that particular space, in a way, would be KAC International. But over there also, I would say the stock has run up a little bit, though I know that the momentum is showing me that it could be 5, 10, 15% higher from here, but difficult to defend the valuations. I think the space which looks interesting or continues to look interesting is a space which also is attracting attention, but I see a lot of traction going ahead because of the demand continuing to pick up, and that is cement on the one side, because I see a lot of infrastructure boom happening over the next 2 years ahead of the elections. I think cement would be the best proxy along with affordable housing. And second would be auto ancillary. I see a lot of positive vibes, I would say. I see a lot of people discussing this stock, and valuation was, I can defend it, maybe companies like a Precol, companies like a Rane Madras, and companies like High-Tech Gears. And clear disclosure, whatever names I'm recommending, I'm quite convinced about it. There's no intention to sell the stock, and all our clients are invested in them.
Well, one more stock to look at this morning is Future Consumer. In pre-opening, that stock is surging up about 7.5%. As our colleague was telling you earlier, Morgan Stanley has initiated coverage on Future Consumer with a target price of 95 rupees, so big upside over there. Ashwani, before you give us your 9-10 call, a quick word on Future Consumer and how one would like to trade that.
See, it's moved sideways for a while, so this sort of interest by Morgan Stanley could lead to a gap higher here. So possibly this rally should take it back towards 75, 80 type of zone, but it's consolidated well, and if it gaps up 5%, that gap needs to be chased. Okay. As far as 9-10 is concerned, the KEC is a buy with a stop of 338, target of 360, and on the bank Nifty we try to buy the declines.
Okay. We've forgotten our old favorites, or rather the market favorites, Rain Industries and Graphites. Ashwini, in any of those, they did see a bit of correction, but now Rain and Graphite and HEG are back among the big gainers.
Well, Rain kind of completed a correction, so a fresh buy is warranted here. So keep a stop around 340, and maybe once we cross 400, you could even get 480, 500 on Rain Industries. So definitely for the day, it's a buy. Similarly with Graphite, I think all of these stocks are starting fresh moves post a correction. So keep a 520 type of stop, and maybe you'll see 750, 800 on Graphite.
Okay, by the way, Apex Frozen is after a long time on a down circuit. We've been talking about only up circuit on Apex Frozen. Yeah. It's now frozen on the downside. So see the chart of Apex Frozen, not just of course today, but the last 1 month, and you will see there's been of course just like a treadmill incline, and now of course there's some bit of fatigue on that, so a bit of profit taking maybe on that. Meherboon, track the stock?
Honestly, no. I think tracked it when the IPO came, liked it, but got very, very surprised that there was a buy report on the very day it got listed. I think the way the stock has run up, honestly, at this level, I can't defend the valuations by any standard.
I guess it's the shrimp player. Waterbase also is a shrimp player. Both of them are like trying to compete with one another. You're not
too much
happy buying at
too
these
much
levels.
of fancy. See, this type of companies will keep on growing, but one fine day, if they come down by 5, 10, 15%, and then you try to argue, the point is you can't defend the valuations. That's what I'm saying. I'm not ruling out the stock continuing to attract attention, momentum, and going up. That's different. But how do you define it? How do you defend it?
How do you defend the valuation?
My only angst is that they're exporting all the shrimp.
Yes, I know. I think you complained to the Apex guy adequately when he came here.
I'm sure there's enough and more for you to consume.
Yeah, but still, Sonia, shrimp,
They're all tinned here. In Bombay, you'll get it fresh, I assume. I'm hardly the expert on it.
Perks of living near the coast, right? But Meherboon, a quick word on escorts. I heard you mention auto ancillaries, but what about escorts?
Very, very, very positive. I think this is a stock which honestly I really don't know as to why it has come down by 10-12% over the last few trading sessions. Maybe some institutional investor would have it sold off. But I think this is the stock which I'm ready to defend even at a price of 800, 900 rupees. In short, that would be my target for the stock over the next 1 to 3 quarters. The company is doing exceedingly well. New products coming, tractor business according to me stable and should improve further. So all said and done, if the stock was say a 720 rupees stock today and you would have asked me the question, I would have still said escorts of the stock, we should be 10-20% higher over the next 1 to 3 quarters. I really don't know why the stock has fallen, and I think this fall should be another buying opportunity.
Okay. Looks like a strong mid-cap start, as Anuj was pointing out, and I can understand future consumer. But you know, regularly among these mid-caps, you also have the Videocons and the JP associates going, where really resolution is not at all solidified. So, I mean, that is the only thing that worries me about the mid-cap rally, along with the good ones. Perhaps there are a bunch of others also that are getting traded or getting bought. Mitesh, still about half a minute to go. Anything else we should keep on our radar?
So I would, possibly come back to Graphite India.
Okay.
It's doing a range of about 640 to roughly about 550, and today it's opening around 635. And if we see follow through and we see this stock getting past 645, 650, I think that will be immediately a breakout and call for another 80 to 100 rupees on the upside.
And Prakash, you have anything on your radar before market opens?
Yeah, I think I like MGL. Formed a good base, can climb to levels closer to 1200 zones. Yeah, certainly looking good.
Okay. Well, we have 13 seconds. I doubt we'll be able to squeeze in another answer.